Alright, you guys, so we're, with God's help, about to start our second video on JS error mastery. Like we said, we are, how to say, trying to crack out all the, what's it called? All the 30 to 40 errors that ChatGPT generated for us, and by doing them, it said that we will get a very deeper understanding of JS, right? So I heard this from a guy that he said, one man, I forgot his name, but he said that the way you go get really good at programming is by knowing the errors, and by solving them, and by knowing them, remembering them, and having them really like deeply close to you, that you know them and you know what they are, and that will give you always the ability to never go back to any mistake, because you know, if you can know how to predict a mistake, if you can predict that there's a mistake, God forbid, that will come, and if it does come, God forbid, you know how to fix it, right? So this is what we're trying to do with errors, right? In JavaScript over here. So today we're doing number 2. It said that there's 30 to 40, right? Let's see. Um, Excuse me. All right. So await. Okay, so this is our second one. So okay. So we got this guy. All right. So we got await and fetch. All right. So okay. Let's see this one. All right. So we're gonna do this guy first. When does this happen? All right, that's awesome. Let's break this down completely so you know fully, so you fully master the error. All right, so we're trying to we're trying to master the second error, which is okay. We don't really want to get this guy in here. We just want to put him in here maybe. Syntax errors, duplication, declaration. All right, so today we're doing our second one. 1, 2. This is called await fetch. Excuse me. Okay, so we got await fetch. We're gonna be working on the error. All right. So syntax error. We got this is also a syntax error, right? So we got error, syntax error. Await is only valid in async functions. Await is only valid in async functions on top. Okay. So in the top level bodies of modules. Okay. All right. Okay. So not allowed. It happens when you try to use await outside of a sync function, like this. Before JS even tries to run the loop, code says wait. Okay, fine. So, by the way, just so you guys know, I'm also learning this stuff. I just wanted to learn deeply more about deeply wanted to learn more about JS. That's why I wanted, excuse me, to make this video with you guys, and see, you know, what's gonna go, what goes on, you know, because errors suck, you know. You know, we wanna, what's it called, try to like get the right mentality, that we get the right output instead of the error. All right, so ls node 2, okay, so probably doesn't. All right, doesn't give an error, so that's funny. Oh, excuse me. There is no error message here though. Alright, so you absolutely are to be confused. You expected an error, but Node.js did not throw an error one when you ran. Let's break it down why you're not getting error message, even though this should normally be a syntax error. In Node.js, outside it's only valid if your system is treated as an ES module. Alright, fine. Extension, okay, fine. Package.json, but the default running with Node is a common JS mode. In that case, shouldn't no error. If it's very lenient in REPL and script execution. All right, Node V. All right, so that's probably why. Yeah, you're not seeing something log. How to force the error properly. I shall unwrap it in the try. All right, yeah. So this is how we did it. We were talking about the try in the last video. It's gonna give a, if it's gonna, it's funny, but the thing is, the question is, how does it catch it in the try if it's a syntax error? No, it was telling us earlier that try can't catch a syntax error because pre-runtime. So that's why we gotta figure out what's going on here. What's it talking about? All right, yes, you caught it. This is exactly the kind of deep thinking that leads to JavaScript mastery. You're 100% right to ask. All right, how can a try catch? Excuse me, aren't those error short? It can't. Try does not. Excuse me, does not catch. Meaning, here's what actually happens. JS engine parses your file from top to bottom. If it sees invalid syntax like top level await and comment, it throws a syntax error before even running the code. So try catch is never even reached. Only runtime errors can be caught by try catch. All right. Proof. Let us test both side by side. All right. Catch E. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right, so catchable runtime error, const data, just syntax error, parse time, wait. All right. Catchable All right, so after this, is it really, you think, important to know about this error? All right. Is it really that important to know deeply? Yes. Here's why. You hit it early and often. As soon as you learn fetch plus await, this error comes for you. All right, fine. Boom. What you wonder, why doesn't it work outside a function? Wonder why doesn't this work outside of a function? Fetch, although it works in Node, no? Yes, and that's a deep minding twist that makes the error even more important to understand. Await does work at the top level in Node.js sometimes. So what's the deal? Here's a breakdown. Yes, top level awaits work in Node, but only under certain conditions. File is .mjs. Yes, it works. Treated as an ES module. Package.json has type module. Doesn't work when you're in a regular .js file. Alright. So await is mainly for front end. Not exactly. Alright. Let's see what this guy says over here. Front end, it don't run the .js in Node. Yes. If you're using await at the top level, it's not about the front end, it's about versus the back end. It's about how the JavaScript environment is configured. Top level await fails or works based on browser. What is top level await? Alright, you guys. Write down your comments in the description. What you guys think about this so far? Great, you're asking the right question. What is top level await? Means using the await outside of any async function. Regular nested. Okay, top level nested. Alright. Here await is used inside an async function. This is normal, always allowed. Top level. This is called top level. Alright, fine. That is some interesting stuff. Dang, that's crazy. Alright. Hold the response object. Alright, so it holds the response object. Okay, fine. It's cool stuff. So now the question is though, how do you get the error then if it doesn't pop up in Node? I can. All right, how to make the error await show up in Node.js. Step 1, make sure you're not in a module. File, okay, file demo.js, no package.json. Okay, step 2, run use. Yeah, but it does that. It does. Okay, maybe you gotta make it into a, what's it called? Const res equals. Oh wait, maybe that's what you have to do. Really, really. Oh wow, that's some crazy stuff. Alright, this is what returns inside the, what's it called? Inside the res. And the response. Node that run it using node. The problem is it doesn't give you the error. That's the problem. That's the problem. What's going on here? So, you're not getting any error even though it's a throw. Here's why. Your recent version, which has okay. To treat the file as a common JS file. Require. Oops. Require. No, dang it. FS. Alright, let's try now. Oh, there you go. Reference error. Or actually, this is a different one. Still not a syntax error. It's just kind of funny. All right. You have a package.json somewhere with a module. All right, let's see if it works with the CGS, whatever that means. I don't even know what it means, but we'll see, you guys. Let's see what's gonna go on. Let's see what happens. All right. In async functions. All right, so it worked. we need to make we make the await functions only be inside a they can only be inside, excuse me, and async functions. However, you know, it works in Node.js. Okay, what's the correct way to write it though? Alright, so now we're gonna do new file to await fetch.cjs. Alright, wait that fetch. So it still puts the data inside the so this is not gonna, it's not gonna put inside this variable or this constant over here, but in this one, async function get data. Okay, const, so it only works in here. Constant response, probably that's what it means. Await fetch https google.com. all right, const data equals await response.json. I guess there's a certain way you gotta write it like that. Excuse me. Console.log data. Alright, so await response JSON. So I don't know the reason for this thing, but we saw in the other one where it worked in Node.js that this just brings the, what's it called? I think what it does is it brings the response over from the HTTP response. It plugs it into this constant over here. However, it saves onto this piece of text over here on the constant. So we're gonna output it twice. We're gonna see how it works. Alright, let's get it. CGS. Alright. Data is not defined. That's why. This is only blocked. Alright, hopefully we get this to this error soon, but the reason what I think it is because you can only what's it called? You can only declare functions. The functions are available when you declare a constant inside a block. It won't be available outside of it. That's what I think. But like this is supposed to work. Okay, let's just call data, get data. Yeah, there you go. Syntax error. Where is it? Where is the syntax error? Unexpected token. What the heck is this? Get data. I have no idea where this is. Maybe it happens because of the, what's it called? Something inside. However, you see it gives us the response of this thing. All right. Anyway, I do want to show you guys. I think that it's not going to be available inside the block. So const x equals I console.log x. So I think it's going to give us a reference error. Oops. Oh, what the heck? Alright, anyway. Okay, we already wrote it down, so okay. Yeah, there you go. Oh, that's why. Alright. This is just a different piece of code. Alright, so it's still here. Oh yeah, so you see it gives us the same error over here. It gives us the reference error because it's not available outside of the block. However, if you were to do this, it would say, it will give it to you. Anyway, we get the reference error. So that's called, so we will, with God's help, we'll see if it's over there in the other, in the rest of the concepts. It says it's assessing reference error over here. So with God's help, we'll see if it's the same exact one as the same. We'll see if it's the exact same error as it pressed over here. Okay, and the last thing we wanted to do is to check what's going on with this. How to say? With this error over here. So. Oops. So we're gonna make a new chat. We're gonna do this guy. All right, because you're trying to fetch. All right, the reason this syntax error is coming is because we're trying to fetch. Google returns an HTML page, but you're trying to parse it as a JSON. All right, fine. So console log res. Okay, so say we don't want to do that. We don't want to res. All right, sounds good, you guys. All right. So we don't really care about the whole JSON thing because we're just kind of looking for errors on purpose. We're trying to learn more about the errors themselves instead of learn about different errors. You know, we're just trying to do this. We're trying to do this one by one. Okay, so we finished the no, this is not the whole one. We finished doing the duplicate declaration, and we finished doing await fetch. We finished doing await fetch today, and we learned a little bit about what's going on under the hood when you do when you declare an object inside, or you declare something, a constant inside a block. It's not available outside of it. It gives that reference error. However, it'd be interesting to see what it says about that over here, you know. And for that, we got our await function correctly. How you do it in CGS. However, we figured out that it works anyway with Node.js. You just do this. However, in CGS, Let's see what that means really quick. In CJS, that's when it gives the error. Common JS. Alright, anyway. We're just trying to get these main core errors. However, we saw that it will work perfectly fine in the Node.js. Our goal is still to finish all these errors and see how to say clear. Okay, node to error. Node Okay, so it gives us the error. Await is only valid in syntax in async functions. So in CJS, it's only available in async functions. However, we made it work in Node.js without it. So this thing is called outside async. The outside async error. Outside async syntax error. Okay, duplicate declaration. This is also a syntax error. Okay, so error await fetch outside async syntax error, and so far we got the duplicate declaration syntax error. And with God's help, we'll be back with you guys over here in the return outside function, and with God's help, we'll finish all the other errors soon. And it's pretty exciting because it says that once we finish these errors, we'll get a pretty big deeper dive in JavaScript. Alright, you guys, till next video, peace out. See you guys. All the best. Peace.